All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. I moved to Dubai 17 years ago. I was just 22 years old and excited to learn and live in a new country. I was cabin crew. I absolutely loved traveling the world, meeting new people, being inspired. And it was whilst I was crew that I came up with the idea to launch the Middle East's first personal shopping and styling agency back in 2005. I'm Kelly Lundberg, celebrity stylist and business mentor. Dubai had this can-do attitude that was really contagious, and after 2.5 years I hung up my wings and decided to start the entrepreneurial journey. I was so young and naive but super passionate, and I had really big dreams. And while setting up the business and growing it was far from easy, I had the skill set of styling from years of working in retail, but running a business was totally new territory, but actually proof that you can do anything you want to if you actually put your mind to it and continue to learn and grow from others. Within 18 months I'd won my first business award in creative promotion, which was by Lloyd's Bank at the time. Entrepreneurship really fascinates me, still does, and it led me to writing my first book titled Success in the City before I was 30. Which was a really big tip, considering my English teacher had told me when I was at school that I couldn't study A-level English because I wouldn't get the grades. So you can imagine my pleasure in sending him a copy of my book. As I evolved as a business owner and into personal development and learnings, my business grew. I was always learning, reading, listening, attending courses and just consuming content. And I had my own coach, and I really think that that's pushed me over the years to think even bigger and get results quicker. It'd always been my dream to build a business and one day sell it, and this first happened sooner than I imagined. I sold the Middle East's first and only online wedding registrar, which I'd set up and I had for about 18 months at the time, and I was just 27. And then 12 years later, I sold my baby, Style Me Divine, my styling agency, and I'm now continuing to grow the S Academy because it was really perfect timing as I transitioned into really mentoring the next generation of stylists through one-to-one and through retail training programs. So I've worked with brands such as Harvey Nichols, Bloomingdale's, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, helping their employees and really just empowering them in their role that they do. Sharing knowledge, or sharing what knowledge that I've acquired over the years, is just hugely rewarding. Whether that's working with stylists or entrepreneurs, helping them navigate the roller coaster of launching and growing a profitable business and really helping individuals build on their personal brands. I combine my many years of business skills and hands-on, because I learned on the job, with style and content creation experience, which really helps those that I work with, give them a clear strategy on how to build their personal brand and their business, which results in more sales and better relationships. So many people have hopes, dreams, ambitions, but they don't know where to start or where to go next. And clarity for me in business has been key to my success. That knowledge I really want to impart to others to save them time, save them resources, save them money. I recently read that we don't live long enough to make all the mistakes ourselves. So learn from others. It is natural that in our careers we reach moments where we get stressed out or we lose sight for a moment of what's important to us, but I really do recognise when those feelings happen, and my biggest thing is when I'm starting to feel stressed out, I really take a look at my daily routine and I find the answer. Having a consistent morning routine is really crucial for me, which involves waking up at the same time, doing maybe a 10-minute meditation, going for a walk or exercise, and while I'm doing that, listening to a podcast, because that really motivates me. Like on the days that I exercise, my mindset is just so much stronger, and I combine that with reading my desire statement regularly, and that just again helps with that clarity piece. My advice for those who want to work in fashion or even launch their own business, I want to tell you that there is no perfect time. The longer you leave it, the more you can talk yourself out of it. Momentum is key. So take one step, then another, and then another, and then it's only when you look back 6 months later, like you really see how far you've come, and then 6 months is a year, and it's 2 years, and it just keeps going. I've been asked many times before as a woman in business, have I come over any sort of prejudice, and I only really remember facing that in the early days. And I recall one incident in the bank. I had taken my friend along with me just to give it a second opinion, and I remember the bank manager kept directing all the questions to him, and each time he said, but it's not me that's starting the business, it's Kelly, and he would go yes, and then he would go back to speaking to my friend. And I think then it was something that it was really obvious in the beginning that this was new. This was a really new experience of a woman coming in and actually going, I'm setting up a business bank account, I'm launching a business, and this is exactly what it is I'm doing. You know, and of course there's also days where I've been knocked back, and rejection is hard. You might be facing that yourself, and it's also really hard to not take it personally. And it's easy to get lost in that overwhelming feeling of sort of loss and frustration. But you know, if you're taking action on accomplishing your goals, you will experience rejection constantly. And you've got to, if you're not, then you've got to ask yourself, you know, are you actually taking big enough steps? Growth happens when you're outside of your comfort zone. So you need to do things that scare you. You need to do things that are uncomfortable. So make that something you can do, if not daily, every single week. For me, I look at every experience that I have in life, whether it was good or bad. For me, I look at every experience, if it's bad, that it's actually teaching me a lesson at the time, because those lessons actually really help you become the best version of yourself. You need to shift the way you view rejection, and that will help you to overcome those challenges. But I also use it as good fuel to motivate myself and actually prove people wrong. I mean, look how many times J.K. Rowling got rejected, and what a success she's been. So if you're watching this and have an idea or a dream that you want to pursue, then take this as a sign. It's now your time to do it. Take the first steps, and you will be amazed at what doors will open for you. I really love this Walt Disney quote. I've had it on my website for a little while, and it says, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. So go do it.